Welcome to Drinking with Shauna and Kevin, also now future to be known as the Wasted Time Podcast. I am your host, Kevin, and I am here with the one and only Shauna.
Woo.
Shauna, how you doing?
I'm actually doing really good this
Did you just boo yourself?
No, I said woo.
Did you just boo yourself?
Yeah, I hate that bitch. She sucks. She's a slut. No, she's not.
No, you said you're doing really well this week?
Yeah, I've really leaned into quarantine life this week, actually.
You leaned in?
Yeah, I steered into the skid.
It's been like 5 weeks.
Okay. After when you're like in a really shitty relationship for like 2 months and you're like, but I love this person, I think, and it's easier. That's what's happening.
Okay.
I realized that I don't really like people that much, right? Like, people kind of suck. I don't have a job that I care about, so like, I don't mind not going. And I don't know. That's pretty much it. I'm just like eating and doing homework and fucking chilling hard, and there could be worse things.
You're going to grad school for PR, you said, right?
Yeah, so let me know if you have a crisis anytime.
I will. I mean, this podcast might have one, and you will probably be involved.
No, because this podcast is not listened to by anyone important. Burn!
This
to
is
the
true.
3 listeners. Oh, suck it.
Suck it, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
I love you. Shauna just doesn't, but
I don't love anything.
Anyways, so you're doing homework. You said you're just eating.
Well, I mean, I'm not eating. It's not as fun as everyone thinks it is. Everyone's like, well, I can't wait to gain weight, which is like, so what? Gain weight. It's not bad. Stop letting diets control our world.
I mean, most people would say you need to try to be healthy and fit. Most people would say that.
Yeah, but if you gain weight during quarantine, it's fine. I just don't like that we're supposed to be all like women especially are supposed to be like extra hot. They're like, okay, well, now that there's 100 years of time to like do nothing, you might as well just do like sit-ups for the rest of your life, or else you're not worthy of my time. And that's all men. That's what men say.
Okay, wait, before we get into what men say, let's start off the podcast like we normally do. What are you drinking today?
Ooh, I'm drinking some bullshit drink. It's called Crook and Marker. It's a spiked drink, but it's only 4% alcohol, which is honestly lazy.
It's much lower than what you were drinking last week.
I know. Imagine I came out here and gave you 4% of my effort. That's just not even, you're not even showing up. It's just rude.
I am, on the other hand, still drinking St. Archer Gold. I'm really enjoying it. It's 4.2% alcohol by volume, so I'm going to also be giving you 4% of my effort.
Well,
in this conversation.
Cool. Like you give me 4% of your
deal
friendship. When you said before you started recording, would you say I'm like your best friend right now?
I'm like your best friend right now.
Yeah, which means that will change. He's like, right now. He's like, you don't have a lot of options right now. I'm like,
you don't. I mean, quarantine has reduced the number of people. I mean, you do have the dog lady, your mom dog group. Yeah.
No, I don't know. She doesn't like me this week. I don't know what I did.
What happened to your? Okay, so your dog mom group is breaking up already?
I don't have a dog mom group. Don't age me by 15 years. I go to the dog park and sometimes
15 years is a little much. I don't know if that's how much I'll be aging you.
Calling me a dog mom makes me feel like I have a bumper sticker that's like, my babies are fur babies, and it's like, that's sad, lady. That's fucking sad.
But you do you not think you have 3 fur babies?
Yeah, but I'm not like, oh, they're my actual children. Although I did vaginally birth.
So you just don't claim them.
I vaginally birth. I claim them on my taxes. I breastfeed them. Other than that, I know that they're just pets. We bathe together. So they came from my body.
Do you not consider yourself a dog mom then? Or?
I would just never say that. That's super desperate.
So you're a closet dog mom.
I'm just a dog.
You're just not out.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not.
You're not out as a dog mom.
I'm wearing a sweater that says dog mom and like sexless jeans, like unisex acid wash jeans with like tennis shoes from Walmart. That's what you're doing to me. And my hair color, if I'm imagining that the dog mom hair color is just like very, very mousy brown. And I don't like this. Stop doing this to me.
But okay, so you don't have a dog mom group,
No.
but what do you and the other dog moms do?
We just go to the dog park. They're just there.
Did that not happen this week, or
no,
what?
I went to the dog park one time, and there was like 2 people there, so we're still safe. And there was a tiny puppy there.
Okay.
That was cute. I don't know, but that's it. Nothing crazy happened. Oh, wait, that's not true. Some fucking weirdo. This always happens at the dog park. I forgot. Some crazy guy covered in dirt, like from head to toe, came out, and he was like, I don't know what he was yelling at first, but he came up walking and yelling at the dog park. And I was like, oh, everyone, try to not make eye contact because you never want to be the person to make eye contact with that kind of person. And and we all looked away, and he started yelling about how if you don't have a government truck, you can't go down to the creek. And I was like, stop, that's too southern. I don't even know what you're fucking saying. But yeah, and he had a gun, but we didn't really.
Wait, he had a gun?
Yeah, in his hip pocket. You can like have those. You can just carry a gun casually around here. It's a power move. So basically, he has a gun. He's yelling about a creek. Essentially, everything you've heard about Mississippi is true.
Okay.
Yeah, but other than that, pretty standard week.
So this man's covered in dirt.
Yeah, came out of the woods.
And it's just shouting.
Yeah, I was very nervous, actually. I was like, I don't think this ends well for anyone here. But it did.
I wouldn't think so.
He was probably on crack. Ooh, we played this game. It's probably insensitive, but YOLO. Me and Jameson play this game where we see someone on a bike, and if they're wearing jeans, then they're criminals. Because, like, no one rides a bike in jeans unless they have a DUI. So we play leisure bike ride or criminal. And it's really fun. If a guy's wearing jeans and he's carrying a bag from 7-Eleven, he's probably a criminal. Or a drug addict. Okay. Just a hot take.
Probably a drug addict. I would think probably drug addict more so than.
Okay, sorry, you're right. I shouldn't
just assume criminal.
Okay, listen. If I'm going to be super empathetic and go down that road, I would say that the drug problem probably stems from our poverty that we can fix, but we do not, and then we blame people for their own circumstances. But I'm not. This isn't that kind of podcast.
No, it's not. It is one where we talk about this game that you're playing with your husband.
It's fun, though. It really is fun. And it's really easy. No one loses this game, except for the people we're making fun of.
Right. But they don't know you're making fun of them anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Harmless fun.
I guess.
It makes sense.
Coming from
Have you guys haven't been able to play recently, though, right? Because you're both stuck in the house.
Well, we take frequent rides just into nowhere. So we like drive by the beach and we're like, see ya, maybe in like 3 months. Who knows? I don't know. And then we go home. But Mississippi's not really like Nevada, where, first of all, I forgot that the mayor that was like, listen, I don't really care about anybody who lives here. Bye. Like, ooh. Weird thing to say. Props not good for your political career.
Well, so Carolyn's over 80. So she is done. Mayor Goodman is over. She's term limited. So this is her last whatever. So she's just going out like YOLO.
Well, she should be worried.
And whatever happens, happens.
She's like the target demographic to be killed by this shit. Maybe she wants to.
Oh, I think she's probably definitely locked up in her house.
Oh, well, she's like, let's test it on these guinea pigs, aka the whole city. These people are just pawns in my political game. It's like the Hunger Games.
Someone said that on the internet, that apparently Las Vegas is the Hunger Games, and it made me think that what if we were the Hunger Games? How would we figure out the districts? How would we?
There's already a district map out there, but not for the city, but for the whole country. And also, we don't have to worry about it because it's only for like teens. So we're past that. we'd be
Right.
tailgating and pre-gaming, watching these kids murder each other.
So you mentioned that. I just did a Google search on the Hunger Games.
I'm District 13
map
by my hometown. I'm pretty sure District 13 is New England.
So here in Vegas, we would be District 3. Southern California would be District 1.
Is that the rich one?
So says this map. Yeah.
Where they're like, we're so rich, we puke for fun, and then we eat more food. And Katniss is like shaking. She's like, I only eat a loaf of bread every month.
Yeah. What district is Katniss in? District 13?
12.
No, District
13
12.
is the one where they're like, hey, let's go underground, and it's run by Julianne
Yeah.
Moore. And everyone's like, we fucking hate this movie now. I hated the third one. It was so boring. I fell asleep in the theater.
You didn't like wait, wasn't there a fourth one?
Yeah. The third one was so fucking boring. They're like, let's break it into 2 because Twilight did it, so eat a dick. And you're like, great.
And Harry Potter did it.
Yeah. And like the third one, I don't even remember it. I saw it. I didn't see it in theaters though. But the first 2 were so good. But also the third book, really, she was just like, I don't care. I'm making that money now. And she just wrote whatever really fast and didn't care about it. And it shows.
You think that's how she did it? I think that's what she's doing with this prequel. This prequel
she
book.
was writing a prequel. How?
Movie. It was a prequel movie, yeah.
I want the extended, like, very end extended where we actually see her and Peeta fuck. I want the full penetration movie. Watch her and her odd choice in Peeta when literally Gale is so much motherfucking. Also, Gale watched over her family for her.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? Peeta tried to kill you.
Not gonna lie, Katniss is low-key trash. So I get it. I get what you're saying.
I love how they write female characters in books. They're like, she's moody and mysterious, but has no personality. And I'm like, oh, great. I love to root for those kind of people. And then she's like, hey, Gale, watch over my family. Bye. And he's like, I do. I will.
But
I love you. I'm really hot. And I'm banging Miley Cyrus in real life, so you know I'm wild. And then she chooses Peeta, who's like, my skill is cake. It's like, cool. Hot.
There's a couple like things like that where it makes me question these characters' motivations in like movies and books and whatnot.
Like
another one comes to mind is when I have seen the Twilight films. Never read the books.
That's
right?
bad. I saw one of the films, not even by choice.
Interesting. I saw the first one, I guess by choice, I guess you could say. I mean, so I had a friend.
Yeah, that's how it's.
I had a friend. She was super duper wholesome.
Oh, so that was like her wholesome. Porn. Twilight was her porn.
That was like her porn, yeah. And one of the things that was really funny was that I told her I wanted her to see one of my favorite movies, American Pie. I wanted her to watch it.
I have a lot to say about both of these films, but go on.
Okay, and so I told her that she won't like it based on how she like just her background.
Based on
and
how
she's like, no, I'll watch it.
Horrific, but go ahead.
Well, she's like, I'll watch it. And I said, interesting. And she said, if I watch that, you have to watch any movie of my choice. And I said, oh, bet. Like, if you're going to watch American Pie, so then yeah, no, for sure.
5 Twilight films.
Watch the first Twilight. She made me watch we had to watch the first Twilight film. And it was funny because she like comes to my apartment and my roommate's there. And she's like, okay, so which one are we going to watch first? I said, we'll watch Twilight first. Oof. And she's like, really? You're really going to watch Twilight first?
Like,
I'm like, oh yeah, no, you're gonna.
It is. She's like, really? Are you sure? Do you want to do this?
No, I think she thought I was gonna like try to weasel out of seeing Twilight. I'm like, no, I have no problem watching Twilight because you're gonna sit here and watch American Pie, and this is gonna be great. Oh. So we start the movie at about the scene where they're in the like the meadow or whatever, and he's like glowing.
God, I don't remember anything other than that I hated every part of it. I remember they were like always in the cafeteria And she was always like,
Yeah,
I'm just so shy. Yeah.
Yeah, that was early. That was earlier.
I guess I
But like later on.
I guess I didn't see all of it then. I just know that I will hate it.
It's not. It wasn't great, but the garden scene or whatever is like the meadow scene is pretty. It felt like it was pretty early on in the film.
The meadow scene, like heavy meadow.
They're like in a meadow. No, meadow, like MEADOW.
No, don't remember it. I think I stopped watching it pretty early. They used to play it at the gym in Las Vegas. That's how I've seen it, and I would always ditch that because they have cardio theater, which I miss so hard about Vegas. Good gyms there. But yeah, I didn't watch it all because it's just...
And so they would play it in the theater, in the gym.
Yeah, I love Vegas is real city. I miss real cities. Cardio theater.
Well,
anyway,
in this scene with the meadow, I literally paused the movie and I said, "So does this girl fall in love with this dude, but this vampire dude in the meadow? But she probably shouldn't." And then there's that other kid that wants
to drink her blood.
Yeah, but there's a kid in the beginning of the movie that is probably the one that's probably better for her.
She's like a werewolf, right?
Yeah. But this is before I realized he was a werewolf.
Okay, because everyone in the town of Washington's a mystical creature.
Yeah, well, I broke down basically the whole movie in the first 15 to 20 minutes.
That's honestly
and she's like, you have
thing to do.
So she's like, you have read the books or seen the movie. I'm like, no, it's extremely formulaic, and and this is super simple.
Oh my God,
I can't believe that this is what it is.
This is kind of why we're like really good friends as far as
we're best friends right now.
Yeah. and then the clock is ticking, and I get it. But I feel like the reason we first bonded because we love trash in media. I recently read a book and I was like, this is every book I've ever read it's always like the character is like some girl who's like, oh, I've gone through so much, I'm an alcoholic now, am I reliable or am I hallucinating, I don't know, and the reader's like, I don't know either, and everyone around her is like, you're a drunk bitch. So everything you say is a lie. And, like, then she sees a murder, and, of course, she's already ruined credibility, and blah, blah, blah. And everyone's, like, dark and fucking sexy as hell and fucking everywhere. And then at the end, it's the murderer is either A, herself, or it's someone she trusted. It's really annoying, and yet I'm like, I want more of those books. So it's very formulaic.
It's very formulaic, yeah.
It's annoying. It's so cliche.
It's so hard when you go like plot out what's about to happen, and like nothing is surprising.
Although I don't like the Twilight thing where they're like, "Ooh, he's not good for me," but like I don't care about I don't respect myself, so I'm going with that guy.
Yeah,
like okay,
it was so dumb. It was so dumb, and I did not. But I did not like it mainly because as I'm watching this, I'm like, she should obviously, just like you were saying about the bringing it back to what you're saying about Katniss. I'm like, she should obviously be with Jacob because Jacob makes the most fucking sense because this other kid could eat her and is not like trying to protect her.
Okay, I've never read the books, but I heard that the ending is that she goes with Edward, of course, obviously, and then
of course
the werewolf guy like bangs their daughter or something.
From what I so I watched that movie. Okay, so I watched this movie. I watched that one, and then I go and see New Moon, which was the second one. Because after we see the first one, no, same group. So my roommate, this girl. No, it's actually really a funny story to me. People did not like it, but
I don't know.
My roommate and that girl. And a couple other people wanted to go see the New Moon movie, at the New Moon movie when it came out at midnight. And then they were like, Kevin doesn't want to go, and I'm like, I'll go.
What year was that?
I watched the first one, whatever year it came out.
Okay, thanks for the help. That clears it up. I'm pretty sure
the year was
it 2009?
It might have been 2009.
I was in high school when it came out. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 2009. Yeah.
Every girl was slipping off their damn seats in high school English class that week, and I was like,
yes.
I'm too edgy. I wear Converse.
I'm too cool. so every high school girl was there. But so we go to the movie theater and the place is packed. And the only seats that are available is the second row in the front.
Why do they even have those seats?
I don't even know, but those are the only ones available. The first row has seats available too, but the ones furthest back in the second row. So we take the second row to the left. Whoever was sitting in front of us, we were brethren, me and them, because they are making jokes through the whole movie. They're talking through the whole movie, and this movie is packed. It's a midnight showing of their new favorite movie.
Wait, was that in Vegas?
No, this was in California. This was in Orange County.
I went to a movie and a similar experience where it was so bad that me and like the people in front of us, it was Vegas. So I thought maybe it was like a fun city thing.
A Vegas thing.
Well, yeah, we were making fun of, what is it called? The Visit by M. Night Shyamalan. It's genuinely one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life.
But unintentionally, because I'm sure it's not supposed to be funny.
I don't know, because at one point this little kid's rapping about getting a diaper shoved into his face, which does happen in the film. And I'm like, there's no way you look at this and think this isn't funny. You definitely have to know at some point. I feel like M. Night Shyamalan does know that his movies are terrible and that they are funny, and that the real fun twist is that the plot twist of all plot twists is that he's making shit on purpose. Like, what's happening is so
this is supposed to be trash.
The Happening is the worst fucking movie. They're like, I don't know, plants? They're gonna make you kill yourself? And Mark Wahlberg is the worst actor in the entire fucking world. I don't care. I hate him.
What?
He's not good. Watch him in that movie where he has no one supported, no other male lead to support him, and he crumbles. He sucks.
One of the best Mark Wahlberg movies I've ever seen was Pain and Gain, and I loved it.
It sounds like something I would hate because it sounds actiony as fuck, and I'm not an action fan.
Okay.
Because
it's not really an action movie.
Pain and Gain is not an action movie.
No, it has The Rock.
Ugh, sorry.
And Wahlberg and Anthony Mackie.
Does it have Ronda Rousey?
No. It's like a comedy. It's about these dudes that what they do. They end up being criminals, but they're running something. I forgot what it was. It was just really funny.
Well, I must have loved it if you can't remember it.
It's because I watched it like on my phone at some point.
Cool.
Like I watched it on my phone somewhere. It's a true story. Okay, so here's the synopsis. Wahlberg's character, the manager of the Sun Gym in Miami in the 90s, decides that there was only one way. He's the manager of the Sun Gym in Miami.
A gym?
It was a gym.
Okay.
Yeah. He decided that there's only one way to achieve his version of the American dream. What are you doing? Are you starting a lawnmower?
Yes, it's my vibrator. I get off to reading movie synopsis. No, I'm I'm making a rum and coke. Just get on with it. My 4% was doing nothing. It was annoying me. Friday night's the only night I drink, so I try to get wasted. Just kidding. I didn't get wasted last week. I did the week before, though.
Okay, give me a sec. I'm going to let you finish.
Why is it super loud? Ooh,
that
sounds really good. Right? Like, I love the sound of pouring things.
But it was when you were opening something or whatever, that scraping sounded.
It wasn't about scraping. It was ice falling from an ice, the fridge button.
Oh, we're definitely cutting all of this.
Sorry, I'm rich and I have an ice maker on my fridge.
We're definitely cutting all of this.
Yeah, I don't like talking about this movie I don't care about. Where did we even start? We started talking about the Hunger Games.
I'm going to read you the synopsis anyway, so.
Okay, whatever.
All right, so this Mark Wahlberg movie, right? It has this dude playing a guy named Danny Lupo. He's the manager of a gym in Miami. And he decides that there is one way to achieve his version of the American dream, and that's through extortion.
Classic.
To achieve his goal, he recruits musclemen Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Anthony Mackie as accomplices. After several failed attempts, they abduct rich businessman Victor Kershaw, played by Tony Shalhoub, and convince him to sign over all his assets to them. And when Kershaw makes it out alive, authorities are reluctant to believe his story that these three idiots kidnapped him. It was pretty funny.
Sounds boring. I'm a very big movie.
Sounds boring.
I don't like a lot of movies. I'm just honest about it.
One of the funniest movies I've seen was actually with you.
Which one?
It was about that actor, that filmmaker,
The disaster artist.
Yeah.
So good. That one's really good. In December I watched the original Room or whatever, and then I watched the disaster artist after, and it was just like, honestly, it's like perfect the way they did it.
Almost shot for shot. It was fantastic.
It really is good. It actually makes my heart warm, and that's hard to do since I'm a cold person.
Wait, did we go see the disaster artist at the theater, or did we go see The Room at the theater?
I saw The Room with Tim
on YouTube.
No, at theater. They played it in the theaters, and we went. We saw the disaster artist because we also went drinking beforehand or after. I think it was after.
After.
It was like a Wednesday, and I had to work the next day, and I remember not feeling so good the next day. And Jameson was deployed, so I was getting real wild back then.
Speaking of Jameson's deployment, I saw on your blog that you had a new post about deployment.
Yeah. And I don't care to tell about it. No, I don't care. Fine. So yeah, it's partially kind of sad, obviously, but parts were really fun. I mean, I got really wasted a lot. And Jameson's very much like, hey, I'm going to keep you safe, because I'm a haphazard person. You know this. I get really drunk, and then I'm like, this will be funny. Like, one time I lit a cigarette off a tiki torch while the cigarette was in my mouth, and that was super dangerous.
What?
Yeah. That's just...
Wait, so the cigarette was in your mouth?
Oh, yeah. I was like...
And you tried to use the tiki torch to light it?
I didn't try. I successfully lit a cigarette with a tiki torch with my face 2 inches from this is at the bar, too. In Vegas, they're like, that's nothing. I don't care. Like, let her burn her face. It's just better publicity for us. And so, yeah, I did that. That's fun. I'm trying to remember what else I did wasted while he was... Did you go to that? I went to a party, for a waka party, where they were doing karaoke. And I sang Elton John, Rocket Man, and everyone got super depressed. And then I got really mad at them for not, like, loving it. So I started cursing everybody out over the microphone.
What?
That's also me drunk. Same night I went through the drive-thru and ordered like 100 French fries, and it was a whole nightmare. I'm a nightmare.
Which drive-thru did you go to?
McDonald's, of course. I mean, I was turned down. They didn't have the amount. Also, I was with some friends who were like, "You're not doing that." I was like, "But it's funny." Imagine waking up with hundreds of French fries. I'm a nightmare. I really am, and I know it. But yeah, when Jameson's gone, he's not there to like reel me in. So I go nuts.
Ham. You just go ham.
Yeah, like that weekend in Havasu. He was not there, so I went fucking nuts and blacked out at Red Robin.
We will talk about the Havasu weekend at a different time.
I genuinely can't remember any of it, so it would be all you talking about it.
We're going to talk about it. I'm going to probably bring in a special guest for that one.
Lindsay.
Probably.
She was I feel like I took a picture of her crotch that weekend through her pants. Like her pants were on. But I remember being like, later I like woke up and I was like, maybe not a cool look for me to do to a person I just met.
Yep. Probably not.
But I think she likes
probably not
now.
Yeah, I think most people will like you after time.
Yeah, I think that at first people really don't like me, and that makes me sad when I sober up. But when I'm drunk, if someone doesn't like me, I try to make it worse. I don't know who or why I am the way I am. Who or why? That doesn't make sense. I don't know why I'm this way. You've never really even been that drunk around me.
I don't get that drunk in general. I usually get sick first.
Wow, brag. I'm too
Like,
slow.
is that a brag? Is that a braggable
Wow, I
thing?
don't get wasted
When I get
and make an
sick,
ass of
when I
myself.
do get drunk, I fucking have to throw up.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
a
Wow,
better?
cool. Must be nice to be like so bodily reactive. I usually puke the next day. I'm a next day puker, which is worse. I'd rather puke drunk because then you can't really, and then you're like, who cares? But
Well, when you puke drunk, you're usually sober up.
ugh, puking's my nightmare. When I didn't have to puke the first night we did this podcast, but I felt very bad all day the next day, and I was like, why is alcohol a thing? Why do I do this? Because I was drinking like 55 glasses of toilet wine.
Were you drinking box wine?
Not tonight. I was then. And I was like, I wonder why we've had this in the cupboard for 1.5 years. Because it is garbage. That's why. And I forgot. And then I drank it, and it was really bad. I'm pretty sure I like passed out mid something intimate with my husband, which I do when I'm drunk. I'm like, let's have sex. Never mind, I'm tired. So a real cock tease.
Do you guys at least like get started? Because that would be worse.
Yeah, but in the middle, I'm like, actually, I'm sleeping now. And he's like, wait, I don't want to have sex with a sleeping person. And I'm like, well,
yeah,
you never said I couldn't fall asleep, so didn't ever specify that. Didn't say I'd stay awake.
Even if he said you couldn't, fall asleep, would you still say, sorry, still going to sleep?
I just like to tell him by sleeping. So he's like, she's really being super quiet. Look down, she's asleep. It's a fun bit we play. Where it's like, is she awake? Is she sleeping? I don't know. It's a fun sex game.
I don't know. Does he doesn't enjoy it, I'm sure.
I don't think he enjoys anything that I do anymore. So yeah, probably not.
Quarantine will do that to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been long. Like I said to you on the phone the other day, my quirks are only funny for if you don't have them always. I think he's real sick. Like for a long time, I had this app where it would make like clapping, applause noises and like booing and stuff, and I'd play it after like sex. So, and so after, for like, you'd be done and you'd go to the bathroom, and then I'd play my like boo app or my applaud app, depending on how I felt. And after a while,
so it gives you a up-to-date knowing of where you're at in this sexual experience.
Yeah, he didn't love it after a while. He's like, do we really have to? I'm like, it's consistency is key in my life. So yes, we have to.
So you would play it every time?
For a few months. Then I got a new phone. I should bring that back, though. That's a really good plan. Thanks, self, for bringing that back into play. Because, like I said,
that is terrible for him.
It's really funny, but what he's the same way. He has a lot of dumbass bits that he thinks are really fucking funny, and that I'm really sick of. And I've been recording them, as I told you.
What are some of the bits that he has?
I don't even know if you can call them bits. There's this one guy that he does like dumbass characters that are not really characters. Where like one of them he's like, ooh, I could really go for a ciggy right now. He doesn't smoke cigarettes. I don't know why he says that. But other than that, he's been saying like the stupidest shit. I gotta find my list. So he just says these to me matter-of-factly all the time. Like recently he said, if you've been to space, you should be able to get head from anybody on Earth. Like, he just said that. We weren't talking about anything relevant to giving head or astronauts, but in his book, if you're an astronaut who's gone to space, you demand head and you should be greeted with head.
And you, as an ardent person against head,
oh yeah, I mean, like, I think head is like giving back my right to vote. Okay, it's not
right. So you obviously would not be okay with this.
I guess I feel
sentiment.
Well, I guess eating girls out. No, okay, because eating girls out is so much easier. Not that I've ever done it, but it's way easier.
Okay.
I just think.
I don't know if it is, but go ahead.
Okay, but no, it is. It has to be. There's so much more surface area to cover with a penis most of the time. But we're not going to get into my feelings on head again. I have I have a TED Talk on it coming out soon. Okay, the next thing he said, can you get coronavirus from titty fucking? Which is actually, you can. So, don't titty fuck. He also said...
Why is he considering that?
I don't know why he says any of the things that he says. He just asked me, can you get it from titty fucking? And I was like, yeah, because you're touching people. And that's the whole thing. That's the thing. It's not social distancing if you're titty fucking. Another one, he said, corn dogs are uncircumcised hot dogs. Change my mind. I mean, he's right, though. I don't, is that true? Corn dogs are
breaded wieners.
Corn dogs are uncircumcised hot dogs. Yeah, because it made sense to me. Maybe that's like a bad thing for me. Maybe it's a bad thing. Because I was like, is he right, though? But is he? No,
yeah, as I sit here.
It's more like a totally penis. That's gross.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very, very vile. That's bad.
I guess a hot dog would be like an uncircumcised corn. I guess.
Okay, no, if you cut the top a little bit of the top of the corn dog, it'd be that'd be uncircumcised.
So, yeah, I guess
that's the only way I eat corn dogs. Actually, fun fact.
If they're circumcised, or
yeah.
So hot dogs.
Yeah. You cut the tip off just a little bit. Give it some room to breathe. It's a turtleneck, and then I'll eat it.
Okay.
Yeah,
What else?
I guess it doesn't make sense. He said
that one's a thinker. That one's a thinker.
Honestly, that was my favorite one because I was like, that makes sense. But now I realize that we both make no sense, and I'm scared for my life that we're so stupid. Okay, the next one, he says, when you're giving birth to our first child, I'll probably be at the casino knee deep in pussy. So I have that to look forward to. Yeah. Yep. He also says,
I'm just imagining him not there supporting you while you're having this child.
I can never imagine Jameson ever getting pussy, so I know it's a joke.
Okay.
But it is a really nice sentiment to tell me that. We were playing Super Mario World, which is the best Mario game ever. Fight me. It is. And you know how, what's his name? Her name? Sorry. Shit. I can't remember her name.
Princess Peach?
No, not that bitch. My God. Yoshi. Oh my God, that was a problem. I forgot the best character's name. Yoshi will have the eggs and whatnot, and you like get the eggs. Jameson, when he said that the eggs were falling, he said, "Watch that dinosaur pussy out those eggs." He's so gross. He's a disgusting person. Today he said, "I can't control where I come," which yes, you can. You absolutely
yes, you can.
100%.
You can
that's
definitely control.
That's like one of the only things you can control in this world.
You can definitely control where you finish.
Yeah, 100%, and it doesn't have to be everywhere. Hot take.
No.
Not that he does that. He's gonna literally divorce me if he ever hears this, which he won't. And then the last one is, what's the opposite of slut shaming? Slut slamming, and that's the end. So these are things.
And that's what
he says around the house.
He says to you.
Yeah, he says. I think he thinks that he's a frat boy from 2005 who's kind of somehow found himself married, even though we've been together for 7 years. So I don't really know what goes on in his head. It's alarming.
I mean, if this is what we're dealing with, then I think so too. I think it is kind of alarming.
I mean, it's fun, right? I wonder if he if he wrote down what I would say, it'd be a lot of me yelling at the TV. I yell at the TV a lot.
Yeah.
Got a lot of problems with a lot of shows. A lot of media. Not good.
Explain.
Okay.
What shows do you have a problem with?
Even shows I love, which I love The Office so much, but I'm rewatching and there's so much continuity error. There's just like a million things that don't add up. We were watching the wedding.
Wait, what do you mean? I love The Office.
Everyone loves The Office, okay? It's not unique anymore. And everyone who says they like The Office more than everybody else, it's like, sorry your parents don't love you and you have to brag about everything. But
so explain to me what you're saying about The Office here.
Well, okay.
What continuity errors?
For starters, Pam's like, I used to pretend to have PMS to get out of playing volleyball in high school, and then turns out she's like a volleyball champion later. Like, bitch, do you hate it or do you like it? That doesn't add up to me. And you're gonna defend that maybe she just didn't want to play it in high school, but she said,
right.
But she did play it in high school according to the episode at the company picnic. So that's one. That's annoying.
Okay.
Another is, I didn't keep a list, but I just keep yelling about it. I don't remember all of them.
So do you just like yell at the TV?
Yeah, I yell at a lot. I'm a very rage-filled individual.
There's a lot of rage in you.
It's fun. It's like my hobby. We yell about TV though. We yelled about what's that show, Scooby Doo, for like 2 hours, to the point where people came in. They're like, "What are you guys talking about?" And we're like, "Scooby Doo and how it's bullshit." And they're like, "All right, we'll see you later."
So, what we were talking about was their place in realism, and I have no problem discussing that again because
I hate it though. It's annoying.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. It's also like, I feel as though, I've actually thought about this a lot recently, that all these like businessmen who are like dressing up as ghouls, I think they were just like in weird kinky things. Like that's their kink.
Oh, okay. That was interesting. I didn't think about this be like a fetish thing for them. Okay, so
all the,
as
like,
you guys know,
in town are like, let's be ghouls, and they're like,
as everyone knows, yeah, everyone knows that in Scooby Doo, where are you? We have 5 characters: Daphne, Velma, Fred, Shaggy, and Scoob, and they go around. They're 5 kids that just go around and seem to catch.
Teens? Are they like high schoolers?
Yeah, high schoolers and a dog that could kind of speak English, and they run around and they are solving mysteries.
The mystery is always the same outcome, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, the mayor.
There's so many people in costumes though that are doing the things. They're all ghouls and guys that are doing these crimes. And you're right. They're usually like businessmen type.
I don't remember any.
They're usually not. I never do either.
They're just like, I'm ghost. It's like, be a ghost then. That's not illegal. Go for it. Another theory is that these children are like mental patients, right? And they're in a mental hospital, and the nurses are like, "Ooh, we're ghosts. Who's the ghost?" And then the kids are like, "Me and this dog are gonna go find out," and then they just aren't real, and it's just like a facade.
So if they're like people that are mentally disturbed, is Scooby Doo real?
No way.
He's just like imagine. Are they all the thoughts of one person, or are they like?
I don't know.
Each individual, like, are they all in Fred's head? They would have to be in Shaggy's head.
I don't know. Shaggy's too theatrical to be real. Fred is fighting some gay thoughts, so I bet he's in a mental hospital fighting that. Because I bet he has a dad who's like, be a football star, and he's like, I want to be on RuPaul's Drag Race, and it's causing a lot of internal conflict, and so he finds himself in a mental ward.
So let's write this. Fred's in a mental hospital. Mm-hmm. Everyone's imaginary. So does he imagine being with Daphne, or?
I think he does, because he's like, my dad will really like this. She's hot. Even though I think
she's hot, she's all American.
I mean, who can say cartoons are hot, right? We can. They are. But I also
Yeah, they are.
I think Velma's got a little. I mean, that haircut fucking sucks, but
and that sweater.
She's got a good bod under there, I bet.
She probably. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yo,
she probably does. Probably slamming.
Yeah, she probably has washboard abs. She's like
because based on how that sweater be fitting, she's definitely hiding something.
Yeah,
because it's like big, but it's not like fat. There's like no belly
poking out. Not that there's anything wrong if that happens with women. I feel as though
right, no, not at all, not at all.
But yeah, I think that it's like one of those. What is that movie? She's All That. It's that kind of scenario where they're like take off her glasses and like brush her hair, and they're like, "Holy shit, you're actually
Shake
hot!
It out.
I didn't know."
So you take off Vilma's glasses and you let her hair grow out, and then all of a sudden like, oh she's smoking.
You're fine. We changed you to be societally acceptable. We did it. You're welcome. Yeah, it's like that. So and Shaggy, I know he's like smoking a lot of weed and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like him and his character. He's played in real life by Matthew Leonard, who went to Jameson's deployment. So Jameson met him, and he attended his. So Jameson had like a promotion ceremony, and Matthew Lillard went to it. Did I say Leonard? It's Matthew Lillard, right? That guy who played Scooby went to that thing. Because the Air Force is cheap as hell and gets D-list celebrities to go to your deployment.
Also, he wasn't like in the military also.
No, he was like employed to do a thanks for your service tour. Also, a guy from Terminator 2 was there. And that's it. So, they don't care. I mean, also, Jameson was somewhere where no one would fear for his, like, he was somewhere sweet, so probably they don't care to send anyone important there.
So it's like the USO type deal?
I don't know. Sure. Sounds right. But it is weird.
Okay.
He was there. And there's pictures with him, and I don't like that guy because without a paddle, that movie is a fucking nightmare. That movie makes me really mad. It's so bad.
I feel like I've heard of that movie.
It's with Seth Green and... Oh my god, Dax Shepard is in it too. It's a really bad movie.
I do remember hearing about this movie.
It's such a cringy
years
movie.
ago.
Oh. I watched it like a year ago because I was like, I watched this when I was 10. Maybe it's less stupid now that I'm an adult. No, that's not how that works. It actually is more stupid now that I'm smarter.
Yeah, and things make more sense.
In theory, but a lot of things make less sense.
What other movies are like the Scooby Doo, which make no sense?
But make no sense?
We're talking about the M. Night Shyamalan movie, The
Oh,
Happening or whatever.
that movie is just bad in general.
Okay.
I've been finding that basically any movie that I loved as a child, I'm like re-looking at, and I'm like, oh, these are terrible. Like they don't make sense. They're stupid. All of Adam Sandler movies are fucking dumb. Like Billy Madison, if you replaced him in the movie with some actor, like another actor, it would just be a really sad movie of this kid who's like, I'm gonna go back to school as an adult. Like, why is
who makes Billy Madison a sad movie?
Steve Buscemi. That's just the whole. If you replace anybody with Steve Buscemi or David Cross or even Rob Schneider, who's in all those movies, but as like the crazy character, if you put him in the main character, it's just like a really sad movie. And I think that I don't like that Veronica Vaughn, that teacher, is like, yeah, I'll date you, adult man in my kindergarten class. What? That's so weird to me. And she's like teaching in 5th grade while stripping. I'm like, ew, uncool. It's actually it's disturbing.
It's pretty problematic, actually.
Yeah, it's super weird now. And I watch it and I think, why did I like this?
Okay. So you remember the movie Happy Gilmore, right?
Yeah, it's one of my lesser known of that era films, but I have seen it because Julie.
What about Yeah. Okay. What about Big Daddy?
I love that fucking movie, but there's some
Okay.
bullshit. There's some shit.
Take out Adam Sandler.
Oh, it's a fucking creepy movie. It's a creepy movie.
It's super creepy. But take him out and put in Tom Hanks. Oh, is this still as creepy?
No. Now it's just
it's like a really heartwarming movie.
Yeah, now it's not funny anymore. Now it's just like, oh, Tom Hanks, you're just such a dab.
Helping out his friend. Yeah. Helping out his friend with his kid. Oh man.
His mom's dead. That's nice that you took him in and taught him how to like be a scuba diver. I don't really know the plot anymore. Yeah, but if you change it out with the delivery guy, then it's a fucking nightmare story. Then it's a horror movie. Whereas a kid held captive by a guy with like a glossy eye. Eats lamb or whatever.
True.
A lot of Adam Sandler movies are really problematic. Did I talk about 50 First Dates last week? So I don't want to go on a tangent.
A little bit. Yeah, you went into how they have like a kid and shit.
Just really bothered by it still.
Do you know? Okay, so the best Adam Sandler movie that I've ever seen, with Adam Sandler being like a great actor, dude, was in
I like that
Click. Funny People was tough too.
I love Funny People.
Click.
I hated Click. What are you talking about?
Dude, Click, like at the very end of that movie.
Where he's like crying. He's like, I miss my family that I ignored at one point. No.
That he skipped through with the remote. Yeah.
My values were at home the whole time, but yet the paradox is that I was working so hard for my family. Yeah. It's an okay movie.
Yeah.
It's okay. I remember not liking it because they still do that same bullshit where they have like a what is it, like Sean Astin for some reason likes to be like publicly humiliated in those movies, where he shows up and he's like chubbier and then they make fun of how chubby he is and he's like, but I'm nice. Like that's his character in like tons of Adam Sandler movies. I don't know. I don't really care for it. Oh, you know, it's the worst movie ever made by Adam Sandler. It's so bad and it does not hold up in any way. Chuck and fucking Larry. Terrible.
Really?
Oh my god, it's so bad. It's like, hey, gays are funny. Let's make fun of gays for a long time. That's the whole movie. They're like, we gotta.
Yeah, that's what I figured it was.
So bad. I watched it probably a few years ago, and I don't know. 2006 me was way younger than whatever I am now. Old as fuck. And
2020 you? 14 years ago?
Yeah, I'm like old as fuck now. Life is fucking sad. I'm edging towards the end of eternity. But but yeah, that movie doesn't hold up. They're like, you know, it's funny. My son's gay and he likes ballet. Let's try to give him a baseball glove and like knock that out of him. It's like, stop doing this bad stuff. And they get married as like a, I don't know, like a tax thing. I don't really remember, but it does not hold up. So, not a good.
Well, you said baseball glove. One of the movies that have like a baseball plot that stands out in my mind. Do you remember the movie John Q?
Is that with Denzel Washington?
Yeah.
He's in a hospital.
And his like son has like a heart attack or something when he's like running from home to first.
I didn't see the movie, but I
like a stroke.
Remember the. Wasn't he like, I'm a dad and I'm mad and this hospital's not giving me what I want?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I remember that movie based on that alone. I've never seen it.
I was trying to think of who would replace Denzel Washington in a movie, and it would just like completely change the movie.
Oh boy.
Adam Sandler. You put Adam Sandler.
Yeah, then it's all of a sudden like this fucking wacko. This wacko, like he's doing like a baby doll voice. That's his whole thing.
You put Adam Sandler in Training Day.
I've never seen Training Day. I watched The Inside Man the other day.
Okay. Put Adam Sandler in that.
It's like it's all of a sudden everything's ruined. Yeah, casting. I guess we just discovered that casting really matters. Just like Passengers, and just like Passengers.
Well, we were talking about Hunger Games earlier. Who? Okay, if you put Scarlett Johansson in the role of Katniss.
She's like, hi, I'm a 16-year-old bombshell with these dope titties. What do you want? I'm going to save the world. That fits.
But it'll be the same though, right? Because I could feel like she could play Katniss, but if you put
you change it, you know, with like Jesse Eisenberg, and he's like, I'm awkward. I'm hiding in a rock. Like, it's like very weird.
Like, why are you
Michael
going
Cera? Michael fucking Cera, like rabbit, is like he's like a rabbit. He like walks around. He's like,
I feel like Jesse Eisenberg and Michael Cera are like the same guy.
Yeah, they really are. They make sense. I like Jesse Eisenberg a little bit better. So sorry.
That's why you haven't seen Michael Cera in anything recently.
I know he grew up to be really uncomfortable looking for all of us. He has a very faint mustache, and it seems threatening. People with faint mustaches are threatening to me. Just have a full mustache. Go for it or shave it. I don't want to be like, you know,
one or the other.
Yeah,
one or the other.
I don't want to be like taunted like you have a mustache. Maybe I don't like it. It's like very sexual assaulty. I told a guy that he had a sexual assault name, and he got really mad at me. His name was Taylor. That's a sexual assault name from colleges. It's just true.
Poor Taylor.
Fun times. Yeah, I went to a bar before bars were outlawed for the rest of eternity. He's like, hi, I'm Taylor. And I was like, so you're on the lacrosse team at your college, and you put in some, what's that drug they put into drinks? I forget. Roofies.
Roofies, yeah.
Roofies not doing so well right now. Roofies stock very down. No one's buying them right now. Nowhere to put them.
Some guys are stocking up though. You know they have to be.
That's true.
Terrible people.
Very not funny in reality, but it is funny to just gloss over and pretend it's not a concern of mine. I've never been roofied. Thank Christ.
Thank God.
Yeah, but I have smoked opium.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
What?
Yeah.
Where? How?
So I lived in Boston for college for the first time I went to school before I dropped out. And my neighbors above me would always play their music so fucking loud. And every time I went up, they're like, oh, don't you want to just like hang out, like smoke some weed and whatever? And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm young. I have nowhere to be ever. This is fun. And then one day they were smoking opium, and it was my 21st birthday. Oh, wow, this is all coming back. Yeah, and they said, we're smoking opium today. And I said, okay. And I did. And it didn't feel any different, really, than just the normal smoking a bunch of weed and being drunk. So
when I think of opium, I think of like I think of like old
nature
Asian stuff.
They're like, ooh,
I feel like there was a book. Well, I feel like there was a book where they talk about they smoked what's like Great Expectations or something?
I don't know. That doesn't sound familiar. That sounds like a movie with John Candy. You're Googling.
No, it wasn't that.
It
wasn't Great Expectations.
Great Outdoors?
Maybe it wasn't. It was some kind of. Maybe it wasn't Great Expectations. It was definitely a book I had to read in high school because I was like in honors and shit. And
I was too.
Reading these books.
I love reading, and I never read a single book in high school though. Like as an avid reader, I still was like, no, because they always pick the worst books. Like, Scarlet Letter is like 7,000 pages of nothing. Just like the story on its own is fun. Some girl who's like wrongfully called a whore for a while. That's like the whole plot. But the book is so boring. And like they made us read Slaughterhouse-Five, which is Kurt Vonnegut. Kurt Vonnegut's weird as hell, and he's really fun. But that book sucked. And I didn't read that shit either. So they need to pick better. We read this book in college about this guy taking a dump on a glass table. And so underneath the guy a prostitute is taking a dump on a glass table. So the guy underneath was like jerking off while the girl take a shit on the glass table. Yep, that was freshman year of college. And we all read it and then looked up and said, wait, what?
There was...
Okay, there.
I'm just trying to think of other books that are like insane that I might have read.
Lolita's insane. Did they make you read that? They made you read that in high school, and you're like, wait, this is about being molested. And you oddly sympathize with the molester. What angle are you trying to get at here? Should we be molester sympathizers? That's not a good... I don't like that. Let's not do that. But that book's really fucked up.
I read Metamorphosis.
One where he turns into a bug?
Yeah.
I didn't read that, I don't think.
How'd you know that, though?
Because I'm a book bitch.
Book bitch? Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's what they call me. No, that's what no one calls me. That's what I call myself just now.
They should, though. Should. I mean,
I'm a
book bitch.
Yo, I read a lot, but I don't want to be pretentious about it. Like, I'm not a monster who reads classic literature. I would never be that person. I tried to read Little Women. I was like, this is boring as fuck. They're all so pilgrimy. They're like, and then we played Puppet Shadows with our, like, mom. And I was like, ew, you guys, your petticoat bullshit. I don't like it.
Man.
What?
I didn't book bitch.
Yeah.
Shauna the book bitch.
Yeah, I got a lot
I'm
of
a
books.
book bitch.
I'm like a book dealer, an underground book dealer.
I stay read.
Yeah.
I stay read.
Well read, even more well hung. Just,
On that note, I think it's time to wrap this up.
Okay.
Shauna, this has been fantastic. Once again, this is always fun to talk to you.
Okay, I'm really nice to talk to you for now. Oh, we forgot to. Okay, we'll just talk about it next week. The thing else.
What do we miss? What do we miss?
I was going to talk about the wonderful advice you give me, which is always it's so mean.
We could talk about the advice next week.
Okay. Good.
Where can we find you on the internet?
The black market.
You can find her on the black market. You can find me at KG Fury on Instagram and on Twitter. I don't tweet ever, so there's that.
I have a secret Twitter where I follow reality TV fights, and then I'm like,
the fights.
Yeah, they're fun. They've kind of gotten less fun over the time that I've stopped caring, but I used to follow for the fights.
Yeah, do it for the follows, I guess. Try to find the fights, figure out what's going on.
I like watching people get mad. Like, someone will post a picture of a dog, and then 20 seconds later, someone's like, I'm fighting you because actually, if you don't like cats, then you're fucking a Nazi, and everyone starts fighting. The internet's really mean.
Internet's terrible.
I know.
But you can still find me there at KG Fury. You can find Shauna at Shay something. Shay underscore Chuck CHUK. You can go to her blog, shaunacook.com. I think that's all the things. Shauna, it's been fun.
Bye.
I'll talk to you next week. Bye, guys. Bye.